Stop begging. Become the silence she can't forget. You think explanations will stitch the past back together. They don't. Explanations are noise that weakens your presence. Speak less. Move more. Let your life rewrite the story she already closed. When words try to prove you, doing outweighs saying every single time. Show up in ways she can't scroll past. Make mornings, training, work, and rituals your language. Let the absence of your pleading become the loudest argument you make. Be quiet about the pain and loud with the way you rebuild. That steady change lands harder than any last-minute apology. Every apology that repeats past faults drags you back into the old script. Stop performing regret. Regret said loudly is still regret. Quiet, consistent growth is what forces second looks. Replace long messages with short, relentless rebuilding. Lift heavier. Read deeper. Work smarter. Every small, stubborn improvement stacks into undeniable evidence. She doesn't hold onto your confessions. She remembers the man who moved forward when everything tried to stop him. This isn't avoidance. It's method. The aim is not to punish her, but to refuse being accessible like a habit. When your presence is no longer available on demand, it becomes a factor she can't ignore. Availability trains people to take you. Scarcity compels them to value you. Make your time and attention earned, not given away by reflex. The rarer your presence becomes, the more weight it carries. Let absence do the work your messages never could. Silence is not vacant. Silence is full of the work you do while everyone else scrolls. Fill it. Build a day that leaves no space for rehearsed posts or reactive texts. Live like your phone could die and the world would still bend toward your direction. That confidence changes how you stand, how you speak, how decisions land. People sense completion. They respond to it. Let the way you move speak completion louder than any desperate line ever would. You will feel the itch to explain why you loved, why you failed, why you chased. Let that urge pass like a tide. It will come back weaker each time you deny it. Replace explanations with better routines. Replace pleading with discipline. Replace the reflex to check her stories with the habit of checking your progress. The muscle of restraint grows with every resisted impulse. Train it. Remember, feelings chase force, not statements. If your force is calm, focused, and not on call, feelings will follow the new shape of your life. She won't return because of your speech. She notices because the man she imagined is now a different gravity. That gravity draws attention without asking. Keep your replies brief. Keep your days maximal. Make transformation louder than language. Stop telling the tale. Prove it silently. Keep your circle tight and your standards tighter. Build hobbies and friendships that demand your presence in ways that make past attachments optional. Make mornings sacred and evenings productive. Show discipline in small things so large things fall into place. The man who remembers himself first never needs permission to be whole. Let absence be the lesson she didn't expect and the answer she seeks. Attention is your most valuable asset. She spent months siphoning it. Now you take it back. Stop funding a memory with your focus. Make your attention work like capital, invested, not wasted. Each glance at her feed, each late-night replay, each idle fantasy is a deposit into her account. Withdraw those deposits. Close the loop on those transactions. When you stop feeding her narrative, the balance shifts. Turn curiosity inward. Ask what you would build with that reclaimed time. Start small and scale fast. Replace the scroll with a plan. Swap reaction for creation. Use the minutes you used to give away to draft ideas, complete tasks, and strengthen your foundations. Attention redirected compounds. It creates momentum. Eradicate rituals that keep her presence warm. Delete automatic checks. Remove shortcuts that lead to old habits. Modify your environment so it doesn't tempt you. This is practical discipline, not bitterness. You are engineering a life that doesn't orbit someone else. Set new boundaries with yourself. Decide when you will and will not engage. Make rules simple. No midnight texts, no impulsive searches, no stalking under the guise of concern. Honor those rules like contracts. Break them and reset faster than you failed. Your consistency builds credibility with yourself. Replace emotional currency with productive currency. Instead of spending attention on what she ate or who she follows, spend it on building skills people respect. Learn something that stretches you. Launch a project that scares you. Skill attracts attention naturally. Projects demand time and attention, which makes distractions costly. The cost reduces their appeal. Reintroduce rituals that serve you. Morning routines that create calm. Work sprints that demand focus. Social time that replenishes rather than drains. These rituals are the framework for reclaiming your center. When your structure is non-negotiable, you stop wanting immediate validation. You instead get steady, compounding wins. Use accountability to accelerate change. Tell one real person what you're doing. Let them check in. External pressure forces internal shifts. Don't broadcast your plateau. Invite a trusted voice to track your ascent. This keeps ego quiet and process loud. Emotions will try to hijack the work. They will whisper for one more message, one more explanation. Answer with action instead. When nostalgia rises, schedule a task. When loneliness knocks, call a friend. Replace impulsive outreach with deliberate contact that supports your growth. Over time, impulses lose power. Observe the effect. People notice when attention reroutes. She will sense the gap whether she admits it or not. But more importantly, you will feel the gain in clarity and calm. You won't be chasing her shadow because you're too busy expanding your real territory. Make your focus intentional, not accidental. This is not about punishment. It's about restoration. You reclaim energy to become less needy and more magnetic. Give your attention only to things that appreciate it. Divert the rest. Let your focus be a scarce, valuable resource that powers your ascent. The man who spends wisely never runs bankrupt. Take back your currency and watch everything else follow. You were not meant to fracture and stay broken. When pressure came, most men bowed and rearranged themselves around loss. You refuse that script. Use the rupture as a forge. Heat reveals what's weak and what's forged. Start with the basics: posture, breath, and routine. How you hold your body tells the world whether you're rebuilding or begging. Shift your posture into purpose. Make your breath deliberate and steady. Tiny physical choices rewire the mind. Cut the noise from your schedule. Protect blocks of time for work that stretches you. Show up earlier than required. Keep promises to yourself that no one witnesses. These unseen victories stack into a reputation you carry without needing to announce it. When you respect your day, others start to respect your space. Harden your standards. Not for show, but for structure. Decide what you will tolerate and what you will not. When people test you, they learn your thresholds quickly. Consistency is the backbone of discipline. Let it become your differentiator. Discipline compounds in silence. It makes the easy choices automatic and reserves willpower for the long fights. Train until the gym is a ritual and not a reaction. Use physical work to empty the head and reload the heart. Movement creates a rhythm that stress cannot hijack. Sweat teaches presence. It clears longing into effort. Replace late-night anxieties with early morning focus sessions. Sleep becomes a tool once your body feels earned. Curiosity replaces scarcity. Read books that broaden your edge. Learn languages, frameworks, techniques. One skill leads to another. Each new competency reframes how you see the world and how the world sees you. Mastery breeds patience, and patience kills desperation. Guard your circle like a garden. Remove the draining influences. Invite in people who demand your best. Conversations should sharpen, not sedate. Peer pressure can be positive when it nudges you toward excellence. Surround yourself with people who make excuses costly and progress inevitable. Create projects with deadlines. A mission anchors the scattered mind. Choose work that risks embarrassment and forces growth. Public stakes accelerate private habits. When your calendar is littered with commitments you can't flake on, your life fills with reasons to be indispensable. To yourself first, then to anyone who notices. Practice sovereignty in decisions. Make choices from a place of expansion, not fear. Ask, does this action move me toward the person I want to become? If not, cut it. Let failure visit often and leave quickly. Test things you don't know how to do. Failures that teach are worth more than comfortable wins. Each attempt subtracts the power of doubt. Speak less about the change. Talk is cheap. Demonstration is costly. When you operate on evidence, you let curiosity and respect arrive organically. Becoming untouchable by complacency is daily work. Small acts repeated until they are habits make the man who needs no permission to exist. He becomes present because he made himself so. He matters because he built himself to matter. Keep sharpening. Keep moving. Let your life prove what words never could again. Silence is not empty, it's a chosen reserve of power. When the urge to fill the gap hits, refuse. Quiet becomes a tool for recalibration. You don't owe running commentary. Absence can protect the work only you must do. Close your mouth and open your schedule. The pause will amplify the things you build inside it. Stillness is discipline, not surrender. It keeps you from scattering pieces of yourself for momentary relief. Use the hush to gather data, stitch wounds, and plan moves with intention. Make recovery method, not performance. A true silence creates consequence. Stop feeding the soundtrack of her life and space appears where your voice once lived. Don't race to fill that space with explanations or staged happiness. Let the quiet age into questions. Curiosity follows restraint. Doubt follows absence. Those shifts are slow but powerful. Manage your visibility. You are not required to narrate progress. Public displays written to prove healing are cheap. Build improvements privately. Small, hidden wins compound into tangible gravity. Let your success accumulate in places that matter more than applause. Speak only when it shifts outcomes. Erase filler updates and habitual venting. Reserve conversation for clarity and value. When you compress words into impact, people lean in. Noise without substance signals neediness. Summon your voice with purpose. Replace performative reaction with rigid rituals. Anchor new identity to repeatable acts, a strict morning, focused work periods, recovery disciplines. Rituals absorb the impulse to announce. They turn momentum into habit. Habit eventually becomes reputation. Shrink your online reach while expanding offline presence. Visible motion that matters is different from visible motion that courts attention. Travel, create, and grind where the traction is private. Achievement earned away from eyes becomes magnetic by default. Practice strategic patience. Waiting tests whether you build identity or approval. Delay separates desire from dependence. If you can be patient and purposeful, you change the terms of engagement. Patience is a muscle. Train it deliberately. Every unsent message preserves dignity. Don't trade your value for instant validation. Compromises bought with apologies cut deep. Protect standards the way you protect your time. Worth withheld is worth more later. Let silence clarify selection. As you become more selective, your options improve. You stop taking scraps and start choosing symmetry between giving and receiving. Quiet sharpens boundaries and reduces tolerance for half measures. Use the hush to refine taste and priorities. When you are less available, your presence becomes meaningful. Scarcity steeped in quality creates pull. People notice when someone stops orbiting and starts occupying new orbits of influence. Above all, make silence generative. The space you maintain must be fertile with action. Guard it from excuses and petty signals. Use it to do the work that talking never could. When transformation is real, absence won't be an empty gesture, it will be the evidence. Let the quiet do its job and watch how gravity changes around you. Keep your circle small and your standards loud. When you return into any room, arrive as the man rebuilt in silence, not man who begged.
Power is quiet authority. Presence is show. Too many men confuse being everywhere with being essential. Stop proving availability. Make your absence meaningful. Availability breeds habit. Habit erodes value. Don't answer every call for validation. Respond to what aligns with your goals. If something doesn't advance your mission, let it pass. Your attention must earn its way into your life like a guest invited with purpose. Say no to autopilot responses. Make your time expensive. Book your day with commitments that challenge you. When your schedule is rigorous, you don't have leftovers for compulsive replies. People respect occupied men because occupied men are investing in something larger than approval. Cultivate boundaries that are unmistakable. Boundaries are a form of self-respect. When you enforce them, people learn how to treat you. Be polite but immovable. Your limits are not negotiable suggestions. They are the rules for anyone who wants a seat in your world. Be scarce with favors. Generosity is noble when it's deliberate, not reflexive. Give where it matters and withdraw where it doesn't. Scarcity increases perceived worth because it forces selectivity. Let people earn your goodwill by matching your standards. Make scarcity deliberate and honorable. Let standards do your signaling daily consistently. Make unpredictability your ally. Predictability is comfortable for others and lethal for your value. Surprise with purpose. Show up in ways that reveal growth. When you are harder to anticipate, you command curiosity without asking for it. Detach contentment from affirmation. Validation is temporary. Build internal metrics for success, completion, consistency, and competence. Judge your days by what you produced, not by how many read receipts you get. The inner scoreboard beats the social one every time. Practice strategic unavailability. Don't always be reachable. Turn off the noise. Let silence be the filter that screens what's important. You do not need to explain every absence. The confident man knows when disappearance serves a higher aim. Swap reactive kindness for intentional generosity. Acts done to calm insecurity are hollow. Support those who reciprocate effort. Invest where returns are mutual. Elevate how you carry yourself. Your manner signals whether you're centered. Walk with tempo that shows focus. Speak in compressed thoughts that reveal clarity. Manner matters more than commentary when proving change. Let results do your rhetoric. Achievements are the language of consequence. When your actions shift the narrative, words follow and sound redundant. Build outcomes that make explanations unnecessary. Measure influence by who you become, not who notices. Influence accumulates with competence, not broadcast. Apprenticeship to craft produces gravity, habitual posting does not. Protect emotional bandwidth like capital. Limit exposures that drain you. Reallocate energy to pursuits that compound. The man who preserves bandwidth makes better decisions and commands steadier respect. Practice nonchalance without detachment. Care deeply but not for approval. There is a line between affection and submission. Keep it intact. Your emotional economy is finite. Spend it on growth. Power forms through restraint, structure, and strategic disappearance. Presence without intention is noise. Make your silence count. Let your life pull weight more than your lines ever could. Fill the hours with motion that demands you. Schedule projects that chew up your afternoons and leave no room for impulse. When your calendar becomes a landscape of deliberate moves, trivial checks fall away. Make commitments that make ghosting her inconvenient. Occupy your time with things that reward continuity, not immediate applause. Start systems that require daily tending. A plant, a side business, a writing habit. Choose something that grows only when you show up. These systems make absence a symptom of failure, not a choice. They force you to prioritize output over reaction. Treat progress like compound interest. Surround yourself with work that humbles you. Take tasks that expose gaps in skill and force learning. Painful progress beats painless stagnation. When your days demand necessary struggle, you stop being available to nostalgia. A life that won't beg educates your attention. Build friendships that pull you forward. Keep companions who demand excellence and call you out. Cut ties with people who invite excuses. Social circles should be accelerants, not anchors. People who expand your world make leaving feel ordinary, not catastrophic. Invest in experiences that upgrade your narrative. Travel to places that reshape perspective. Join groups that test thinking. Collect moments that shape confidence, not just content to post. A richer story makes you less likely to chase an old chapter. Make income from value, not performance. Pursue revenue tied to skill and scale. When your worth links to creation, you stop trading emotional labor for validation. Financial independence buys choices, choices buy dignity. Structure your day around rituals that protect momentum. Morning routines that prime focus. Evening rituals that anchor rest. Rituals are scaffolding for a life that runs on rhythm rather than reaction. With structure you act from habit, not impulse. Set clear goals with deadlines. A roadmap reduces wandering. Deadlines make distractions costly. If a message interrupts a milestone, the choice becomes obvious. Goals sharpen priorities into behavior. Adopt crafts that demand presence. Art, sport, coding. Pick something that forces engagement. Mastery breeds quiet pride and removes the hunger for outside approval. Competence is magnetic because few chase it. Curate a public life that mirrors private gains. Let visible wins be byproducts, not broadcasts. Post less, build more. When your voice is measured, it reads as deliberate rather than pleading. Practice saying no. Each refusal preserves energy for compounding projects. Defend your hours like capital. Your future self will thank you for every guarded block. Measure days by progress, not by reach. Track output, consistency, and skill. Don't let notifications define success. The man who lives by metrics becomes indifferent to absence. When your life is dense with consequence, replies can wait. Not from pride, but because your presence is invested elsewhere. That is the life that cannot be begged back. It moves forward, and anyone who mattered will have to catch up. Let scarcity and substance become your signature. Show up where it counts, disappear where it doesn't, and cultivate a life whose gravity pulls people toward contribution rather than consumption. Every single day. This is the point where you stop negotiating your worth with anyone else. You no longer arrange your life around approval or the hope of a returned message. Your priorities become internal and immovable. Build an identity that answers to no one but your standards. When you choose yourself first, other people's opinions start to feel optional. Start with small decisions made for your growth. Say yes to things that push skill, stamina, and conviction. Say no to distractions dressed as comfort. Make choices that compound over months. Those accumulated decisions become your backbone when temptation knocks. Practice solitude as a tool. Solitude isn't loneliness when it's chosen, it's clarity. Use alone time to map values, set benchmarks, and plan moves aligned with long-term outcomes. Quiet planning crushes impulsive outreach. The man who thinks in calendars does not scroll through old photos at 2 a.m. Rewrite your identity in active language. Replace phrases of lack with statements of promise. Stop defining yourself by what you lost and start naming what you will create. This language shift reshapes action. Words anchor intention when repeated until they feel inevitable. Demand excellence from daily habits. Excellence is less about grand gestures and more about the small acts done without applause. Make your bed like you expect to win. Eat well because your body is an instrument. Move daily because motion clears doubt. Habitual excellence forms the baseline of self-respect. Stop trading presence for permission. You do not need someone to approve your worth. Live as if your attention is already valued. When you act from that posture, your demeanor changes, and the people who are meant to stay match the level you set. Practice tough compassion for yourself. You will stumble. Own it quickly. Recalibrate without dramatizing. The recovery that follows a mistake is the real test of character. Men who rebuild fast teach others they are not fragile, they are evolving. Create a personal covenant, a short list of non-negotiables that guide conduct under stress. Keep it simple: sleep, work, training, money, relationships. Refer to it when emotions hijack judgment. A written covenant makes discipline a concrete contract. Choose presence over proof. Presence is the result of being whole. Proof is the plea of the incomplete. When your actions demonstrate completeness, you don't need to persuade anyone. Presence silences doubt because it is an outcome, not an argument. Accept that freedom may require letting go. Not every return is desirable. Part of choosing yourself is having the clarity to refuse what compromises your peace. That refusal is fidelity to the life you vowed to build. Measure success by resilience. Count the days you sustained effort, not the moments you were noticed. Resilience compounds into reputation. When you prioritize staying steady, you become the kind of man others either rise to meet or quietly miss. Stand where you can be proud. Live decisions you would defend. Choosing yourself is the highest form of loyalty. It produces a life that does not grovel for validation and a presence that firmly commands respect. If this spoke to you, subscribe, because becoming untouchable starts with choosing yourself. Stay silent, stay focused, and I'll see you in the next one.